Всем привет, мои хорошие, с вами я, Ирина Фокс, и сегодня мы с вами поиграем в игру Genshin импакт. Продолжаем, да, второй стрим, удивление, вообще, второй стрим за день. Я в шоке, давно такого не было. Ну что ж, всем приятного просмотра, будем проходить задание легенд. Захароза.
Customers? Oh, pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus?
No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here.
I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. I do my best to help.
Так.
Huh? Do I look nervous? My apologies. I don't get out too
Юля,
often.
привет, спасибо, что зашла,
I'm
и
usually in the
Рамусик, тебе
laboratory,
тоже
where there
привет,
aren't many
спасибо, что
artists to
зашел.
talk to. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll be reading a book. Over there.
Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we?
Hey! Aren't you the legendary traveler? The one
Господи.
who repelled Storm Terror?
Да.
I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close.
What do you mean, research?
Sorry, don't mind me. What am I saying? Still, you'd definitely be able to help Albedo. It is you, after all.
There's that name again, Albedo. Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt?
Apologies, I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher.
But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher?
Yes, he's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world, and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems.
Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal.
Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face. I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out. I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capabilities is one of Albedo's areas of research, after all. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to see him, but somebody has to attend to the store. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And...
Кстати, я не сразу обратила внимание, что у нее, оказывается, ушки это. Я думала, это волосы, а это ушки оказались.
Hey, stop worrying. We got this.
Пока на фоне играется.
Sucrose
Ну,
is a
пошлите.
whole lot less nervous when she gets talking about...
Так, туда. Пойдем познакомимся с Альбедо, новым
Let's
персонажем.
go and look for Albedo.
Ну, для нашего стрима, по крайней мере. Бежим. Только не говори, что в зимний биом надо будет идти. Он разобьется сейчас. Ой, ты кто?
Sister Rosaria, so here you are.
А, Розария это.
Practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd.
Господи, какой у
Because I
нее
don't
мертвый
recall a
взгляд.
fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
what do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at best.
Да она, скорее всего, не
really?
обманщица. Просто у
I'm
нее
a member
характер
of the
такой.
long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you. The honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains?
Ай, так.
If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Ну пошли.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces.
Да
in the
ладно,
track.
туда идти что ли?
They should show up pretty clearly with
Вы
elemental sight.
прикалываетесь.
Okay, faster.
Нет?
Another test subject. I got careless.
What a pleasant surprise.
Fry.
Иди. Ваню.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Да господи, боже мой, отвалите.
Yeah?
У вас так много тут.
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
Мгм.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria,
Ой,
aren't you freezing?
куда идем?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating
Анди,
in adverse
погоди.
conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius church than Paimon realized.
Ага. Пойдем погреемся. Так, пока нагреется, стоит, сейчас за зарядкой схожу.
One, two, three, four, two, three, four.
Твою дивизию, чуть не сгорели мы. Куда там? Угу. Куда? Что он тут забыл вообще? Рисует там. Стоит, блин.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape.
А, он
The
еще
views and scenery
художник.
here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he in danger?
Ага, да.
Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first. Go as one.
I swear by my sword!
Размечтались.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them?
Джесси, привет.
I
Спасибо, что
forgot
зашла
I'd
на
already
стрим.
completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
Буду делать русский. А, русский делаешь? Ну, давай, молодец. Занимайся.
What's up with painting hilly churros? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer
Ой, эти
isn't
глазки
easy to
такие
explain.
красивые.
If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Ой, как прикольно у тебя получилось.
Wow, look at the detail. But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes
Потом
are
буду
an
делать
indication
чтение,
of
а потом буду
evolution at
делать
work.
геншин.
Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses.
Все ясно с вами.
Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey!
Я тоже мольберт надо свои
What a
картины
weirdo.
собирать. Эта идея мне пришла, когда я в
Sister
торговом центре
Rosaria
увидела,
brought you.
когда мы
Surprising.
выгуляли Ир. А, я
And I
помню,
didn't
ты
have time to
фоткала там
thank
эти
her.
картины.
But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
Смотри, мне надо идти и на 6%.
I see.
6%
So Sucrose sent you here.
Давай, удачи. Удачи тебе.
Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. from another world, correct? Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa, whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
О. И все.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession.
Алхимия
The
вообще
method I'm
считается
talking about
такой
has produced no
древней
results.
наукой и
It's like
интересной.
you, in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Что ты подслушиваешь, стоишь?
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Я могу это как-то сломать? Блять, промахнулась. Да, могу. Блин, надо греться, надо греться, надо греться, об что-то идти. Быстрее искать что-то. Фея, фея. Или нет, это...
Faster? Okay, faster. Go.
Давай. Отведай моего огоньку.
Teamwork is dreamwork. So is blood. To ashes.
Вот так вот. Да выпендривались.
Let's light it up.
Я как сломать-то тебя, я забыла. А, надо этот. Вспомнила. Ага. А, блин, погреться сходить, а то пока... Где я найду еще место, где я погреюсь?
Faster? Okay, faster.
Иду. Ой, там зверек какой-то красивый был.
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more
Это кроме все
interesting than
претензий, ко
whatever
мне
it
тут
was
не
you
надо
were saying?
никаких претензий.
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision.
А, ты
Though
Гео?
I can't see anything resembling one on your person. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd
только
like
сейчас
to
увидела.
ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature.
Первое, есть ли у тебя органы, которых нет?
Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards.
Паймон, по-моему, мозг
No,
это
that definitely can't be it.
зашарился там уже.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in our research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
Ах ты! О!
Orders given. Orders received.
Ай, блин, зачем я их использовала? У них же иммунитет к этому.
Let's light it up. Barbados, guide us.
Так,
Everybody stand back.
отведа моего огоньку. О, Пайман всегда мозг только о еде думает. А, это точно. Это точно. Что ты там делаешь? Застрял, блин. Жирный. Сейчас я вскрою тебя. Альбедо, слушай, вскрывай ты слаймов, блин. Зачем меня-то? Так, хватит.
Wind, hear me. Let's light it up! Power that ended Python! I'm going in!
Смотри, какой он насчет... А, этот... Роме задаешь вопрос. Наконец-то.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
Я тебе чё, подопытный кролик, Альбедо?
Course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Так, что-то не нравится мне все это. Я каким-то подопытным кроликом себя чувствую.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Ой. Ой-ой.
Yellow life. Sacred name. Fortune preserver.
Everybody stand back!
Давай, давай.
Let's light it up!
Молодец, Жен. Красотка. Да, блин, греться надо.
This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
Греться надо, греться, греться, греться. Греться, греться.
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Слушай, может уже в Манштадт уйдем? Тут холодно сильно. Ларик, привет, спасибо, что зашел на стрим. Ой, здрасте, а здесь вообще никого не было раньше.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
Понятно, это твоя, значит, лаборатория здесь.
My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The
Весь
report
сквозь
is
землю
already up
теперь.
on the board.
О!
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one
Ой,
slime?
бля, точно алхимия.
I
Что это
wouldn't
знак
call them
алхимии там?
results, inferences, and a few daring guesses, perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
Родство со слаймами. Слышите, идите вы лесом.
Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Благодарю. Ты смотри, если со мной что-то произойдет, это на твоей совести будет. Это зелье, оно в еде будет, интересно. Это моё. Ты что, я горю.
Tasty?
Мистер Фокс, привет, спасибо, что зашел на стрим. В смысле забываю? Ты слышала, Ир? Да, видела и слышала. Вообще, забывает он. Что? Рома, это не про тебя, ты не умеешь забывать. Ты все прекрасно помнишь. У тебя память, блин, капец. Лучше, чем, я не знаю. Кого пример-то привести?
You said you tried some already.
Нифига себе жжет, блин, я загорелась огнем.
What's happened to her?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to
Как
be
дела?
expected.
А все хорошо.
But if
А у
the
тебя как
internal
дела?
elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the
Орекс, привет, спасибо, что зашел.
undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same, they can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When
Все
something goes
относительно
wrong,
нормально. Кстати, я
you can
все-таки
ask
решила
people who've
накинуть
made the
скетчи
same
для
mistake
твоей
for their
шапки, но не знаю,
experience,
куда
because
скидывать.
you are them,
Ну или просто
but a
арт.
peculiar person.
Ну, можешь
They
мне в
don't have
Дискорд
much recourse
скинуть?
for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human
Подожди,
can't
а
understand the life of a pyro-regis
ты
vine
что-то делал?
or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power
Устарели
without
годы,
fear.
господи, спина.
Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Бедолага
If
ты,
you could see
Форекс.
to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Oh, having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit. Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment.
Ох, нет, я еще не начал, просто размышлял очень долго и думал попытать нарисовать тебя в виде елань как-то так. Ну, как тебе объяснить? Я не совсем хотела, чтобы у меня аватарка была связана с Геншином. Я хотела, чтобы у меня и шапка канала, и аватарка были связаны с одним аниме моим любимым. И Юля с Ромой прекрасно знают, о каком я аниме говорю. Ух, не знаю, я уже как лис. Ебать ты себя, блядь. Я увидела, что Оправдание. Да, Ром, это не оправдание, то, что у тебя парикмахер в отпуске. Возьми себе другого, блядь. Вот не обязательно же тебе к ней идти. Вот честное слово. Чё она, блин, единственный, что ли, парикмахер в этом городе? Вот, в нашем поселке, блин.
Let's go see him.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
Да докажу, только надо это. Разговаривать с человеком. Ну, мистер Фокс, тебе все равно спасибо за то, что ты попытался нарисовать. Очень приятно. Как бы, я ничего тебе не говорю. Я бы хотела посмотреть, как ты нарисовал.
Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find
Ну,
an
ты в таком
everyday use
случае
for them.
можешь просто кинуть
Well, on with the
рефы.
research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any unique
Я как будто уже
abilities?
42.
Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time.
Да я иногда так себя
In other
чувствую,
words,
будто на
Time for
42.
the next experiment. No, no. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Сила воли.
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose.
What's with the disappointment? Isn't that, like, impossible?
Have you tried using your
Я еще
elemental
ничего не
power with food?
нарисовала, так как мне
I
нужно
don't mean for
обговорить
cooking
кучу
as
деталей
such.
для твоей шапки.
Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves.
А, я думал, ты уже
I'm curious to
нарисовал.
see how the taste and texture
Или
respond.
начал.
It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway,
У меня только
why don't you
20,
cook
но
us
как
up a
че?
sunshine spread? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad
Форекс,
scientist
блядь, запутал.
stuff.
Not only
Ты же
is this
говорил, что
recipe
тебе
a
19. У
staple
тебя
for
что,
me,
уже
it's
недавно
also
день
worth
рождения, что ли,
experimenting
был?
with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over,
Я
maybe
могу нарисовать,
Timaeus
как я
can
могу.
finish the
И
last
ровно так же
morsels.
это...
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that
Можете.
problem.
Блять, подождите, сбили меня. Я могу нарисовать, как я могу, и ровно так же это может тебя не удовлетворить твой запрос.
Maybe try the willpower thing again.
Ой, я не знаю, не знаю.
These ideas from anyway.
А у меня,
Let's
по-моему,
just do
есть
it the
такое.
old-fashioned way.
У меня, по-моему, есть такое блюдо, погоди.
That was fat.
А, нет, нету. Не приготовила я. Иду готовить, иду готовить. А, это новый рецепт у нас. Ой, какая прелесть. О, какая красота. Опять связанная с едой сегодня. Ай, бля. А, он не подходит. Ух ты, блин. Извини, Пайман, на тебя не хватило. Ну ладно, поделюсь с ним.
That was fast.
Я горю.
An average outcome
Я
experimentally.
первобытный или
But you
пытный.
really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy.
Новый
As far
рецепт,
as the
глаза загорелись у
proliferation
Иры.
hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short.
Жрачка.
Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more
Пайман
complicated than
обойдется.
adding herbs and spices, you
Так,
know.
ладно, удачного стрима.
Not to
Может,
worry.
сегодня ночью
At
посижу,
least we
что-нибудь
put some
накину.
food to good use.
Хорошо,
No
мистер
need to
Фокс,
feel
давай,
disheartened.
удачи тебе и
And
спокойной
here's
ночи.
your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you
Можно
like.
спокойной ночи пожелать, уже время-то.
Thanks. Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment.
Еще бы за
Not that
меня она
Paimon
не
would have been
переживала.
able to
Я
do
эту
much if
мелкую,
things
между
had
прочим,
gone
кормлю.
But anyway,
Hey, you were being nice a second ago. But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are
Оля.
good friends. You have good friends too,
Крысоподобный.
right? Good students?
Ой, блин.
yes.
Не оскорбляй
I'm
себя.
fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next
Пайман
experiment.
обойдется, да. Ну и так
There are
много
all
ест.
manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Да ты чё?
Paimon's barely finished eating, and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to
Все, у
replace
меня
them anyway.
28%. О, Джесси
Though
вернулась,
finding them
привет.
would save me the
Еще раз.
hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah, you could use elemental sight.
Ой, мама. Так. Ой-ой-ой. Ой-ой-ой. Та-та-та. Греться, греться, греться. Найдите потерянные вещи. Я еще потерянные вещи тут должна искать. А вот.
This must be electrohypostasis powder.
Это же на полках должна быть.
The extract of an animal crystal fly can only be animal elemental energy, right?
Ой.
This is good.
Ты поймем, помолчи.
Goodness, you managed to find them.
Не спать в 23. Я и универ, и на работу, думаю, скоро от универа уйду
This
в подку.
elemental sight.
Да, конечно, бы
This
лучше
is
с одной
what allowed
стороны
you to locate the
отучиться.
items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard
А
of
я
into
случайно
that.
начала говорить с Донной
Only a never
Зентилюк.
before seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls
Не
entirely
говорите про
within my
Делюка мне, я
expectations.
сейчас заплачу. У меня этого
Besides,
перса нету.
Getting these items back,
А так хочется
I
его.
call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, so what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then Then I shouldn't get too excited.
Что-то слишком у него высокие ожидания о нас. Если хочешь, могу дать тебе свой аккаунт с Делюком, я не шучу. Не надо мне аккаунт, мне вот свой есть, и слава богу. Я лучше подожду, когда мне Делюк
All in one
выпадет.
piece. Good thing the vial's so strong.
Юлька, блин. Я лучше подожду, когда он мне выпадет. Ну, по умолению, я знаю, что выбирать.
Okay, faster.
Порекс. Ты ленивый у нас такой, что ли? Ой, господи. Куда вы меня отправляете? А тут бабочек так много. Я замерзну сейчас. Греемся. Ё-моё, я сонная, но еще 3 часика без сна. Полгода постарели. Ой, блин. Давай, ребенок мой, ты выдержишь. Так, еще где-то эта штучка должна быть. Так, она там, я так поняла. Нет? А, нет, она наверху на самом. Да? Где она? Я же ее слышу. Где ты? Я ее слышу ведь. Ее не разбить даже. Мне кажется, я вместо этого ребенка. Нет, я именно к этому ребенку обращалась. Вы уже не дети. Ладно, хрен с ней. Доела уже. Пытаться найти ее.
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you
Ну,
gonna be doing?
естественно, блин. Мой
Me?
телефон наш-
Recording data, responding to risks, providing
А,
emotional
я думаю,
support.
кто мне
So,
там...
if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No,
Ух, это что?
unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research.
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Так. И туда надо, да? Ё-моё. Как вот так далеко-то? О, какая там рыба плавает. А мне как? Давай, давай, давай. К костру, быстрее, к костру, к костру, к костру. Грейся.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we
Обожаю
gonna be
малину.
like boring to
Мне
you?
кажется, её все
Like
любят.
some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Руины. Что за руины?
Let's go somewhere cooler.
Не знаю, что еще послать. Так. Куда идти? Где у меня может этот есть? А, не близко идти. Нифига себе. Отвалите. Ладно. Хожу с вами. Так уж и быть. Давай. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Я сейчас замерзну. Приятного аппетита, Форекс.
Let's light it up!
Where have you been hiding?
Faster? Okay, faster.
Да, блин, он увидел меня. Гад такой. Ух, блин.
Eyes on me!
Wind, hear me.
Let's light it up!
Guys. Opening box of adepti drinks.
Так. Ах ты, сволочи такие.
Everybody stand back!
Ой, я сейчас замерзну опять. Ой, бля, как я ненавижу зимний биом, то что постоянно надо искать греться.
Let's light it up! I swear by my sword! Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Так, надо туда идти. Потом эти штучки соберу, мне сейчас не до них. Ребенок мой, залезь, пожалуйста, наверх. Постой и это. Подожди. Ох, блин. Нам далеко-то. Ребята, нашел, блин, куда нас отправить. И там внизу такое. Хоть костер есть.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center.
А, я здесь
As
была, я
with the
помню это
physical
место.
test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
А. Что ты мне предлагаешь сейчас сделать?
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Faster? Okay, faster.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Ты так и будешь меня по кругу гонять? Вы издеваетесь обе или чё? Да как? Мне туда... Они не хотят туда лететь. Ир, как думаешь, имя Фокс? Какое имя подойдет как половинка? Не знаю.
Faster? Okay, faster.
Я даже не знаю, что найти на это ответить. Что надо делать-то? Эти паразитки не хотят туда лететь. Ну, слава тебе, Господи. Не хотели в коем-то веке, бля. А, во. Во.
Faster? Okay, faster.
Нет, ну давай там. Так и думала, что она туда залезет. И... Ну, елки-палки.
Power that ended Haishan!
Давай, давай, давай. Мочи огнем.
Let's light it up!
Юлька, блин. Такие жопу там рвут, блин. Юля, блин. Нарвалась она, походу, там на кого-то. Ай, бля, сейчас я ей напишу. Где она? Так, дальше. Где моя? Где вторая? Где вторая-то? Где я? Где вторая? Это фея. Сейчас я приду, подожди. Ребенок, ты чего? Да стой! Нет, ее здесь нету. А где еще-то одна фея? Это еще одна фея должна быть. Не вижу. Я эту фею здесь не вижу. Сейчас я приду, подождите. Блин, где эта фея-то? Кстати, сейчас. Мне сказали, какое ей оружие. Подожди, сейчас. Так. Прототип злоба ей подойдет. Он у меня на кейс. Хочет сменить. А он улучшенный у него, по-моему. Да. Прототип злоба ей подходит. Ой. Все равно пока за Кею не играем. Так, а я не понял. Ну вот где? Вот где еще одна фея может быть, ребят? Я ее не вижу. А, вот она. Паразитка. А я ее ищу. Юля, а что у тебя там произошло? Что ты там? На кого ты нарвалась там? Я сейчас замерзну. Да я не залезу к тебе опять. Ты что, издеваешься надо мной, что ли? Не, ну тварь, просто тварь, блин, а не фея. Покоцали меня, но я выжила. Ну тебя покоцал, на кого там нарвалась? Ты прям это... там рвали, блин. Ладно, подожду. Да я геогипостазис смотрю на Элечку. Гео пошла. Слушай, иди в баню. Где она? А ты наверх, что ли, забралась самой? А, вот она. Иди давай. Ну, не туда. Ты перепутала немножко дорогу, по-моему. Он вообще на самый верх захочет забраться. Нет, смотрите, летит.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look.
Вот тут интересное.
What's this?
Прикинь, что самое интересное, я такая беру награду и говорю, дай мне 3 колонны, пожалуйста, и дают 3. Юля, к тебе все игры такое чувство, что прислушиваются. С Рафтом такая же фигня была, помнишь?
To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the result of all this brain ache.
Я
Unless
тоже
you
не
can think
терпится.
of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're
Рустам,
not
привет,
leaving
спасибо,
until
что
I'm
зашел.
convinced that nothing
Я
dangerous is
кор
going
ляписа
on
не могу
here.
найти. Это цветы, что ли, какие-то? Ой,
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not.
Розария, ты
And
что за
I've
нами
witnessed
следишь?
everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say,
Ой, не ревнуй.
you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only
Что такая
concerned with
злая-то?
one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way!
А, вспомнила, да, кор ляписа это
Anyway,
камни.
he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only
тоже для
items
деда.
left on the agenda are
Ох,
these
сейчас
symbols.
много кому понадобится кор ляпис для
We
деда.
don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways,
Какая
Outlander,
она
a word of
страшная.
advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did
Но у нее
this
какой-то
time.
мертвый взгляд.
You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Так, возвращаемся к нему. Вот у нас телепортик. Ой, блин. Мы в тепло вернулись, в тепло и уют.
You're back. Good timing.
Я там все
I've
собрала.
just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
Блин, сказать ему или не сказать, что она нас задержала?
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today. and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is
Она напоминает мне
you're
королеву
very
из
much like a
леса.
human from this
Но
world.
есть такое. Есть немножечко в ней такое.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tevat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa!
Ого.
It looks like something's appearing!
Это что такое?
The transition
цветок
from
обычный.
nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived.
Цветочек это, Ир.
A life
Да, я
lived
понял,
efficiently,
что это цветочек.
lived to
Я и
perfection,
сказала. Цветочек.
is
Все.
necessarily one unburdened by
Но
loneliness.
я думала, что там еще что-то из
So,
него выйдет.
Do you understand what I meant
Думала, сейчас
about us conversing
раскроется.
here arguably being a
Оттуда
small
что-то
miracle?
выйдет. Ой, так.
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Ты чё? Альбедо, в смысле? В смысле? Ты что? Погоди, где он? Мы ушли, что ли, оттуда? В смысле? В смысле разрушить? Он что, обалдел, что ли? В смысле? Где он? В смысле он разрушить хочет? Попытается. Нет, не то, что он хочет, а может. Валил. Картина его. А что, пусть мой ребенок сфоткается с шедевром рядом. И все, Ир. Да. Куст. Ой, мало. Другим заданием он занят. Ну, какие? Тень прошлого. Ну, пойдемте на тень прошлого. Так, карта. Это, по-моему, с этим. С дедом как раз-таки заданием. Где? У меня вопрос, ты что там делаешь? Блин. Вот зарплата придет, микрофон себе куплю отдельный, блин, от наушников. Что он там забыл? Он что, на корабле там, что ли? О, да. У меня задание легенд с дедом открыто. О, мой дедок. Все началось, блин, у всех. Что он на корабле делал? Что он там забыл? А, это тот корабль. Подожди. На него можно по-другому ведь добраться. Знаешь, что это задание? Да, там 2 главы прямо с этим заданием. Блин, а где этот чувак? А вот он. Да, отвези меня туда. Кей? С Кей связано? Да? А при чем тут тогда... Привет, красавец.
Oh? I didn't think I would see you here.
Все, наслаждайтесь.
Are these two your friends?
Yes, we had the fortune of meeting not too long ago. They are quite a knowledgeable and talented pair, and a pleasure to be around. Traveler, we were just discussing the history of Rex Lapis. Would you like to listen?
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, I'm inclined to correct some of his erroneous views.
Призрак, привет, спасибо, что зашла на стрим. Или как вы так себя не назовете? Извини. Так, привет, спасибо, что зашел. Даже не знала о его существовании. У меня вопрос. А при чем тут Кея, Юль?
We are discussing the whereabouts of the first Mora.
The first Mora?
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed them to develop trade with the early nations of that time. Today, Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent.
Удачи в начинании.
The world's very first Mora should have been cast by the hands of the Lord of Geo himself thousands of years ago.
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I
Ребят, не
believe
забываем
that this coin of
подписываться, ставить
unique
лайки.
historical significance has been passed down secretly through the years as a kind of token. For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of unknown ceremony they hold when they come to power.
No. My research indicates that the first Mora coin is not such a simple thing. Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, Mora is used in the mystic arts for its curious properties of weapon enhancement. The world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. My next historical treatise will boldly expound on the newest findings from my intense decade-long research. That is, that the Lord of Geo used this original Mora as a catalyst to enhance a dagger and a sword.
A dagger and a sword?
Well,
Что ты
buy the book
хлопаешь,
when it
сидишь?
comes out to read the full story. For now, I will only reveal this. The one who finds the dagger shall become supreme in Liyue, and the one who finds the sword may be crowned Liyue's sovereign.
I can't say I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money came about simply because they are a convenient measure of a contract's value. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst for people to exchange and trade. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis.
Ой, боже, я сейчас...
As for its fate,
Это жарко стало.
the same as all Mora, I suspect. It was simply spent somewhere.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument, on the other hand, lacks any evidence. How can you so easily dismiss the Lord of Geo's profound foresight?
Для меня Дилюк самый лучший.
No, I am not debating
Да
right
не
or
спорю,
wrong.
Дилюк у меня тоже
I am
самый
simply
любимый
stating a
перс.
fact.
Enough. Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more than me?
Но я стала разрываться между Дилюком и дедом. Я не знаю. Ой, блин, господи. Аж дышать трудно стало. Извините.
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same opinion, no?
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home he used to teach them was completely cast from Mora, correct?
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant if not because of the mystical power that Mora contains?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than Mora?
Oh,
А для меня Тигнариум выпал мне. Он моя первая лего. Нифига себе, ты только начал играть, и у тебя уже лего есть. У тебя какой ранг, призрак? Можешь сказать?
I mean, I am talking about Rex Lapis.
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat? I mean, if it's okay with you.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps they could be of some help.
Of course. They can come if that's what pleases you, sir. Let's go.
29-й. Подожди, ты говоришь, ты только начал играть в игру, и у тебя 29-й ранг? Остановите эту планету, я с нее сойду.
What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of
Просто в
angry
моем
looks.
понимании, блин,
So it's best to
типа
discuss
я
this
только...
somewhere
Он так...
quiet.
Нет, ты,
Your
призрак, ты
argument
так
just
написал, я
now
только
exhibited
начал
acuteness
играть.
of speech and thought. Most importantly,
Ну,
you
только
don't
начал,
fall for
для
the
меня
boasting and
это
acting of
значит
the
уже
others.
прям
You
маленький
remain
ранг.
objective.
Вот Рома
So
только
I have a
начал, у
question
него
for you.
маленький очень
Perhaps
ранг.
you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo Archon killed were evil?
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods he killed certainly must have
Он,
broken
наверное,
some
забыл
kind of
добавить недавно.
contract.
Ну, скорее всего, потому что
Lord of Geo
я
wouldn't
только
kill the
начал это.
innocent.
Вообще.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt. The god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god, but she encountered Morax one day in battle. Morax used a rather underhanded trick to assassinate her.
What? No
Я
way.
остановил.
This bit of history is a long story. But you may not like the truth. when you hear
Привет,
it.
спасибо, что зашел.
Don't worry, please tell me what you know.
Я остановил
This
планету.
event, I've already searched for
А, ты
answers
планету
for a
остановил?
long time.
Блядь, я забыла, что я эту фразу сказала. Ой, бля. Ты же, блин, кажется, смутился. Что он там смущается?
No, it's just... Where should I begin?
Вы знаете, что Сяо сын? Чего?
Mr. Zhongli, I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time.
Put down your weapon and stay back. Otherwise, Paimon's reporting you to the military.
Чего? Сяо
First of all, I'm
сын
not holding a
деда?
weapon.
У деда что, еще сын есть?
There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological researcher from Snezhnaya. I'm not here for trouble.
The Fatui say that every time.
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you the official documentation if you want to see it. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here, the results of which will all be shared
У
with the
меня тот же
ministry.
вопрос, откуда у
I
него
heard that
может
Wangsheng
быть сын?
Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhang Li.
Извините,
with
пожалуйста,
immense
что я так
knowledge of
скажу,
ancient
кого
history
дед
and
обрюхатил
archaeology.
тогда?
So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount to hire Zhang Li as my own consultant while I'm in town.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor must respect their duty.
С неба свалился.
Of course you would be such a reasonable man.
Привет, спасибо, что зашел.
Well then, let's head out now, shall we?
Wait, if you are studying archaeology, can I go too? I am also a scholar in this field, so I can help.
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience may be of help to you on your future adventures. It is a story from
Действительно,
before
хз.
the rise of the Seven.
Не
Although the
знаю.
god of salt
Бля,
has
Я что-то
already
сама сомневаюсь,
perished,
что это его сын.
it will still be a meaningful
Сяо
experience for your
сын
journey.
деда.
Wait, this is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no
Ром
one.
меня обижает.
It will
Ну,
surely
значит,
be
ему
of great help
влетит.
to us.
Oh? What
Не
talent?
забываем подписываться и ставить
If my
лайки,
friend
ребят.
espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find a way
Сяо
to
сам
open
говорил,
it.
что Морок сдал ему имя.
Paimon's good at that too.
Well, that is quite enticing.
Ну, дал имя, но это не
Well,
значит,
let's go.
что
There's no time to waste.
это
When the
его
overlord of the
отец.
vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, perhaps something of interest
Бля,
was
Юля, ты
washed
мои мысли
ashore.
как прочитала.
An ancient artifact would be good. Traces of
Он ему
ancient
дал
activity
имя,
would
но
be
это не
great.
значит, что он
But
его
a piece
отец.
of the god's
Они даже не
limb would be
похожи.
even better.
Ну, конечно,
Who knows what
чтобы
surprises we may find.
Сяо может быть и похожим на мать, ну, блин, все равно должно что-то от отца достаться. Нет, это бред, не может такого быть. Да, Рустам, ты, кстати, спойлеришь. Ай-яй-яй. Ой, как красиво. Хотя я не один раз тут уже была.
This place looks
А
so
нафиг вы ее с
ordinary.
собой взяли?
Can we really find anything valuable here?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really grand.
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just occur and all, and I don't even know where to begin looking here.
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be, if you wish to learn about the gods or the history of the Archon War. Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the overlord of the vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now.
These mountains were the Lord of Geo's weapons?
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis all those years ago.
Спойлерят мне тут опять.
Both in
Ну
number and
какие.
in size.
Не знал, что
But due to
спойлерю.
the
Да
different
блин,
angles they
Рустам.
Their large centers of mass,
Ладно,
erosion
всё.
by seawater
Ты
and
не знал,
years
что
of
ты
gravity.
спойлеришь. Я еще с Сяо
Many
даже
of
не
them have been
проходила
completely
квест
swallowed
сама.
by the sea.
У меня даже не открыт
So
еще.
besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also played a big part in the formation of Guyan Stone Forest.
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very strong in its own right.
Indeed. This is where the value lies in research at Guyanstone Forest. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the Overlord of the Vortex have given those sunken objects a chance to see the light of day again.
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich. I mean, rich with archaeological knowledge and historical value, yes? That's all I seek in life.
Этот фатуй бесит.
Since we
Да
brought
они
so
все
many
бесят.
people, I think it would be best to split
Кроме
up and look.
тортика.
Okay then, I will go with my friend here.
Хотя он не совсем
Although
фатуй
I have
там.
a smattering of knowledge in
Я бы не
various
сказала.
disciplines, when it comes to archaeology, I can't compete with the expert here.
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Ой, я придумала. Что ты там
Okay.
придумала?
If we find anything valuable or rare,
Не пугай
let's meet
меня,
on
что
the
ты там
shore
придумала?
opposite from here. The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Знаете, я что сейчас хочу сделать? Ладно, болтайте, пусть они доболтают. Надоели. Давайте болтать быстрее. А, все, доболтали. Знаете, я что сейчас хочу сделать? Сейчас. Подождите немножко. Сейчас. Немножечко потерпите. Сейчас. Хочу кое-что сверить.
I already forgot.
Ир, давай сделку. Я тебе ту подушку куплю с делюком, которую скидывал. Ты мне номер кое-чей. Рома на это не согласится. Уговаривай. Придумала она, нифига себе, блин, ты выдала мне тут. Давайте кое-что сейчас проверим. Потому что мне жутко теперь любопытно стало. Сейчас надо закрыть игру, получается, добавить картинка, изображение. Сейчас. Во время стримов, конечно, все делать, но мне жутко любопытно стало. Смотрите. Так, я добавляю деда. Дальше. Добавляю следующую картинку. Угу. Добавляем Сяо. Вот раз Рустам утверждает, что это его сын. Ну просто давайте проверим их сходство. Ну то есть они похожи или нет. Вот, ну честно, я сейчас смотрю на них, они глазками похожи. Юль, ну ты посмотри. А я не с ним сделку заключаю.
Let's go somewhere.
Не знаю, кроме претензий. Со мной сделку не со мной, но это он меня... Он противоречит номер-то тебе давать. Юля, у меня уже сомнения появились, слышишь? А вдруг он его сын? Они глазками даже похожи. Только глазками. Ну, блин, ну, остальное в маму тогда. Слушай, а вдруг он его правда отец?
Hey, do you know what?
Все возможно ведь.
Neither do I.
Все же
already
возможно.
forgot.
Да не, это не его сын. Ну, мы это точно, конечно, не узнаем. Надо убирать эту картинку. Да, удали изображение. Тоже удали изображение, пожалуйста. Да, удали изображение. Включаем игру. Ха. Ну, я не знаю. Может, не его. Ладно, разберемся с этими говнючками. Иди сюда.
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Поплавай немножко. Ты, блин. Ну-ка, искупайся. Приятного плавания. Стой. Стой, стой. Ой-ой-ой, тихо. Растил он. Ну, блин, если так... Там сюжет говорит о многом, но не до такой степени, чтобы он был его сыном. Ой, ну... Мы же, с одной стороны, и не знаем. Потому что почему-то мне кажется, что Чужли за такое время... Тем более он 6000 лет жил, что он мог все-таки повстречать кого-нибудь, влюбиться и... Ну, и ребенка заделать. А кто его знает? Сейчас я тебя сама заморожу. И поджарю. И током ударю. Хочу ассорти прям сделаю. Из стихий. Что сундук заодно раздобыли?
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
Да я, Юль, не против. Я-то не против. Я как бы за. Ты мне подушку делюка, я как бы за. Да я просто, блин, забыла уже про это. Сейчас играю, блин, и не до этой сделки было сейчас. Я не против, хорошо. Только не обижайся, блин, не начинается он. Ну, блин, просто с одной стороны мне неохота как бы и ругаться с Ромой, блин. Потому что мне как бы без его... Это же он был против, чтобы я тебе пока давала. Потому что он сказал, что надо будет, он сам тебе даст. То не надо на меня ругаться. Что ну вас, блин, что ну вас. Я сейчас просто отвлеклась, Юль, не могла тебе ответить, блин. Говорим об одном, блин, все-таки, и уже потом другая тема. Мне же тоже тяжело, блин, на всех вас разорваться. А, там, елки-палки. Я что, зря сражаюсь тут, что ли? Дед много кого под опеку взял, когда те животные адепты тоже его дети, блин. А? Ты только сейчас идешь, написала. О! Понадобится. Погоди. В этой зоне цельных... Блин!
faster. Oh.
Yeah. Going in.
Да, блин.
They're gathering together here. But why?
Ух ты, здрасте.
See that object in the center?
А
Perhaps
вы что тут
it
забыли?
emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly attract me. The hydro-mimic monsters. I have a contract and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them and recover the relic.
Да что, вы серьезно?
Barbados, guide us.
А что они не завораживаются-то, елки? Палки. Ебаная птица.
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique.
О, здрасте.
This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
Так. Все, не ругаемся. Да, Юль, я не против. Вот от таких слов могу и обидеться. Да все, Юль, не обижайся. Не обижайся, зайка. Я не против, просто ты... Ну, пойми меня тоже, что, ну, блин, Рома меня просил как бы не отдавать без его ведома. Он же, блядь, человек, блин, все-таки. Пусть сам надо будет дает. А мне с ним ругаться неохота, если так вот без его ведома, да? Ну, как бы он на меня злиться будет.
We all have our areas of expertise. I already tried very hard to explain.
Oh, stop arguing! What in the world happened?
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruins. I even know more than her. She left me to rely solely on guessing, experience, to find anything valuable to take back. Ugh, what a waste of time.
I've just been researching the god of salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange? And you kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth. Can the value of relics only be measured in
Да
Mora?
не, я про деда.
Isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way? This also matches the traditions of Liyue, does it not?
В смысле, а что с дедом?
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to bring back some intriguing objects. Let's have a look.
Там не сям.
Oh,
Сука.
what a shame.
Ой, извини.
These objects were indeed washed ashore by the overlord of the
Ужасный у меня
vortex.
смех.
But they have nothing to do with the god
Ой,
besides
бля.
being in the vicinity at the time. The stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine power. Perhaps it will be useful for research purposes.
Quick, give it to me. At least we didn't come for nothing. The power of the gods, yes! This is good. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you. It's all mine.
Ёшкин кот, какие у вас страсти пошли.
For research? search if there are remnants of divine
Ребят,
power?
тихо, тихо.
Not at all. My
Закройте,
quest to uncover the
закройте
history
хотя
of the
бы.
god of salt is because history can tell us about
Ай,
culture and beliefs.
бля.
But you're just trying to use archaeology to get
Господи.
rich.
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya.
Точно микрофон
I
надо будет
swear,
отдельно
if
покупать.
I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of
Ребята.
Ningguang's collection.
Вот за
It must
страсти
have
пошли.
fallen here along with the Jade Chamber. So unless you want to mess with the Qixing...
Ah, I see. What a shame. It was of such high quality, too.
See? You do want to sell these objects!
But, so what? Why can't I pursue wealth both intellectual and material? Don't be so simple-minded. All right, then. No need to stay here any longer. I'm rather quite intrigued by the God of Salt, too, actually. Let's go to Saltarai next.
По-моему, все. Блин, так скоро 41 ранг у нас будет таким методом. Что ты там делаешь? Юля, ты в курсе, что ты в сама свою же ловушку попала? Я сейчас чат перечитываю. Так. Ой, сундук, сундук. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
I swear by my sword! Everybody stand back! To ashes!
Давай, 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 давай. Мочи его. Мочи этого гада.
Orders given. Orders received.
Так тебе. Громадина такая.
Tap rise.
Wind, hear me!
Ой, блин. Немножко ему оставалось. Немножко. Висим хитростям ты явно у него научилась. Есть
Where
такое.
have you been hiding?
Есть такое. Это семейное. Нельзя сломать. В принципе, зачем мне их ломать? У меня везде эта рука появляется. Раньше, по-моему, ее не было. Не замечала, по крайней мере. Вот только давайте какой-то квест будет тяжелый сейчас, по-любому. Не давайте, а не надо.
I heard that Saltarai was once the home of the God of Salt's people. Therefore, there are sure to be loads of valuable relics nearby.
According to legend, the people of the God of Salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives under her protection. But this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable things left here.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I wouldn't have come.
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this
Этот
cave
фату
here.
меня
It's
раздражает уже.
related
Можно
to the
его
god of
убью?
salt, which is actually how the area originally got its name of Saltarai. However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. Nobody
Не
has
буду
been able to
показывать,
break
не
the
буду.
seal. I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when I undid the mechanism, the seal wasn't affected at all. So at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of salt. I don't know, there's no concrete evidence. But I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind of long-forgotten truth. The god of salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. She wouldn't have any kind of shameful secrets to hide. So, the one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her killer, Morax.
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would do, though.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of salt lie within this ruin, just waiting for someone to find them, right?
You weren't listening at all, were you? Ugh. Even if there's a mountain of treasures inside, nobody can get in if the seal isn't broken.
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little seal shouldn't be any trouble for him.
This seal seems to be quite ancient. Even Mr. Zhongli may not know all of its secrets.
I may know something about it.
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Although their references seem rather disorderly, they do in fact contain the secret to breaking seals. Let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just mentioned.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so, follow me then.
Ой, мама. Там глубоко.
Faster? Okay,
Чего она раздражает меня, стоит? Бегу.
Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain angle, the secret to the mechanism will be revealed.
Так. Это же подсвечивалось. Ага.
See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism that must be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
Да, Юль, кстати, у них серьезно, у них голоса похожи в какой-то степени.
I remember. I think there's some elemental monuments here. So you're saying they're related to all this? When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with a vision accompany me. But when we lit up all the elemental monuments, nothing happened.
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time, but in a certain order as well. Otherwise, the seal will not be broken. The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends about the Archon War. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east,
О,
Jueyun in the west,
там вкусненько.
Qingce in the north. All desolate and devoid
Восток,
of
запад,
life.
север.
Liyue is vast,
Юг, восток, запад,
yet
север.
even one
Юг,
haven
восток,
is hard
запад,
to
север.
find.
Юг,
To the
восток, запад,
north,
север.
to the east. Do the people of Liyue always talk in riddles?
I think I've heard this saying before.
Certainly you have. And the contents of this saying are also related to the god of salt. To provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon War, this benevolent god searched all across Liyue. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the land, even one sliver of peace was a luxury. And that haven she eventually found is right here. Today, it is known as Sal Turai.
How sad then. In the end, this peaceful
Запомните,
place
это не
was
про нас с ней.
destroyed by Morax.
Okay, enough
Это
with these
точно.
ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry up and break the seal. Whatever happened doesn't matter as long as we can get inside that ruin.
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingse in the north. With this clue, you should be able to solve the puzzle.
И надо сначала только от этих избавиться тут. Что ты в воде сидишь? А, меня заморозили.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Power that ended action.
Ты чё, обалдел, что ли? Так, как попало, сделала и сработало. Так, если... Как ты Рамбом написал? Юг, восток, за... Ну, мы попробуем сначала. Может, правда, прокатит. Ай-яй-яй! Ничего себе! Фига себе, это что сейчас было?
Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky.
Вот это сейчас жестко. Но я неправильно начала. Ну ладно. А вдруг это сработает? Ну вряд ли. Я неправильно начала. Еще где-то эта штука.
Tianheng in the south,
Да.
Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west,
Короче, я понял.
Qingse in the north.
Даем так,
The
или как
directions
правильно?
are the
Подожди.
clue. Give it another try.
Или как правильно? Так, одна расположена там, другая там. Подожди. Вот это здесь. Значит. Я надеюсь, я правильно иду. Юг. Восток. Да, блядь, чего?
Cold beer after a hard day's work. Nothing like it.
Ну, не отвлекай. Отвлекают меня. Я просто не понимаю, откуда вот, допустим, вот как мы зашли, получается... Вот так вот смотреть? Или вот наоборот, вот так вот? Я не понимаю просто. Рома, как правильно? Ну, допустим, если мы будем начинать отсюда. Думаю о компасе расположения этих точек. Да прикол в том, что я не знаю, как вот... Вот и с той стороны, когда мы зашли, надо вот так вот именно смотреть или что?
Tianheng in the
Нет,
south,
неправильно. Значит, как мы
Yaoguang in
зашли?
the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingse in the north. The directions are the clue. Give it another try.
Я сверялась с компасом по порталю. А! Ты так делала? Ты имеешь в виду вот так вот ты сверялась, что ли? Прям тут, что ли? Не, я сужу как в реальной жизни, а не как у Люин. Кстати, у меня это и до сих пор. Да блин. Сверяла с компасом и картой Люен. Что там, Рома? У тебя приводно, вот как говорит. Это находится на юге. Это на севере. А, блядь, точно. Я-то ориентируюсь как от реальной жизни, где юг там. Восток. Ну там, запад, север.
Tianhong in the south.
А,
Yaoguang in the east.
Танчхэн на юге,
Jueyun
Ягун на
in the
востоке,
west.
Заоблачный
Jingze
предел на
in the
западе.
north. The directions are the
Да,
clue.
бля. Это
Give it another
серьезно.
try.
Ой, ладно. Рома, вот как твоей памяти не хватает? Я, кстати, особо-то не обратила внимания, что он там имел в виду по поводу этого.
Tianhong in the south.
Нет.
Yaoguang in the east.
Я думала, я
Jueyun
правильно
in the
вела.
west. Jingze in the north.
3 фиши взять отряд.
The directions
Я
are
буду
the
им.
clue.
Ой, блядь. Так. Где она мне вообще?
Behold, the
Give it another try.
О, спасибо, Юль, хоть написала. Так. Ну, это здесь получается. Верно, дальше. Класс. Что значит? Тут расправить. Да. Ой, Ой, бля, сейчас, подождите, погодите.
The seal.
What's happening?
It was nothing, really. Now, it's time that people learn the hidden truth lost to time.
Привет. Поможешь Сяо? Сяо? Я с ним сама еще задание легенд не проходила. Бля, сейчас утону. С артефактами? Да ты чё, у меня Сяо-то еще нету артефактов.
I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of senseless arguing
У меня
between you
Сяо-то
two
нету.
that we saw at
У
Guyenstone
меня он не
Forest.
выпадал.
Okay. What is it?
I propose you to agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets
Кстати,
claim
привет,
to
да,
each
спасибо, что
treasure we
зашел на стрим.
encounter, with only
Подписывайся,
one
ставь лайк.
object permitted per claim. To show my sincerity, I won't be taking any
Ну,
treasure.
пожалуйста.
This will just be between you all.
Сяо. Эти артефакты.
Don't pass an opportunity like this up so easily!
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the
может,
treasure with
подпишусь.
this amateur
Ебать, эти
archaeologist?
условия.
No, absolutely not.
Интересный ты какой.
I don't agree either. He will only defile the precious relics left behind by the god of salt. I can't accept this.
Well then, if the contract is not agreed upon, I will no longer serve as your consultant on this expedition. You will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this ruin, as well as traps.
You have the audacity to demand this. Okay then. Even half of the treasure in the long-sealed ruin of the god of salt should be enough to make a fortune.
If you want me to agree upon this contract, so be it. I just have one request, Mr. Zhongli. If we discover the truth behind the god of salt, you must judge it fairly, even if the truth harms Morax's image.
I can accept this arrangement. Well then,
Я бы тебе подсказала, но, блин, у меня у самой Сяо нету. Я его хочу, но у меня его нету. Как я тебе подскажу это? Если бы он у меня был бы, я бы тебе подсказала. И то бы я не смогла, потому что мне самой бы надо было бы Сяо прокачивать и спрашивать, какие ему артефакты нужны. Да вот тебе Рома что-то подсказал. Рома, а ты откуда знаешь, что в интернете, что ли, смотрел? О, кстати, колокольчики нужны. Не, ну ты говоришь, пожалуйста, ты не слышишь, что я говорю, что у меня Сяо есть вообще? Вот, о, блядь, его нету, точнее. Где он? У меня его нету. У меня его попросту нету. Хотя я не отказалась бы от такого персонажа. Поднимайся. Где твоя рыбалка? Блин, не поймала. А, вот поймала. Юлия, я твою рыбалку вспоминаю. И Рома только начал играть и знает, на кого что надо. Да он по-любому в интернете посмотрел. Это же Рома. Он, если он просто мне говорил, что он хочет персонажей, и он говорит, я уже заранее посмотрел, что им надо, какие артефакты. Я офигела тогда с него. Бля, не крась мои идеи. Какие идеи? Кто что крадет?
Barbados, guide us.
Странный какой-то человек, вот не хочу его обижать, но, блин, ему говорят, у меня нету Сяо, блин, а он просит помощи с артефактами, он издевается. Я, блядь, не продвинутая такая в Геншин, чтобы еще с артефактами кому-то помогать. Колокольчик был. Нет, там что-то сияло. Повыше мне показалось, что что-то сияет, сияет, колокольчик сияет. Бля, тут колокольчиков много, надо, блин, это, смотреть всю пещеру. О, еще колокольчики, отлично. Ой, бля, как этих ляписов ваших тут много, это капец. Никого не хочу обижать, блядь, для чего мне сейчас смешно просто. Бля, это что, не одувань... Ой, не одуванчики, блядь, эти. Сколько ей надо? Мой способ рыбачить. Ну извините. Сама показала, не надо было показывать. Ладно, шучу. Блин, вот колокольчиков этих искать ей, блин, капец. Я же видела, колокольчик, по-моему, был. Нет? Или мне показалось? Ты залезь обратно. Или мало? Погнали. Ёпарный театр, что там такое? На Эльку придется брать.
Oh, how exciting!
Пошли с Наэлькой. Мы за чужие поиграем. Да-да-да-да-да. Какая прелесть. Это точно статуи, они умершие?
Are these statues?
No. These are people.
Я же говорю, это люди. Ужас какой.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Ужас какой.
Rise! Quake!
Я их убила, да? Туда я залезть пока не могу. Понятно, походу, одной мне пофиг на Сяо. Походу, да, Юль. Да блин, жди. Ой, бля, жутко.
Look at this! It's filled halfway with salt.
Just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking in treasures.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full. That is to say, it is bottomless.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. The god of salt is powerful indeed.
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious treasure. I claim this as mine. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell it and make a fortune.
Hey, how can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow pursuit?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the contract agreed upon.
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare find?
Since we have a contract, it's no use for me to fight with him.
Then let's move on, shall we?
По-моему, это в какой-то степени реально жутко. Столько тут людей погибло. Да. Блин, а почему не показывают? Ну чего за хрень? Что за хрень? Они сдохли, что ли? Быстро. Не издевайся. А, да-да-да, колонна. Да бля, промахнулась.
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth anything.
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another power. When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground,
вспомнила это место. Я тогда нашла видео Genshin импакт, самое страшное место, и оно вот как раз про это место говорили.
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short end of the stick? And this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Oh boy, here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer need you. Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should
Я тебе не
I let you
наемник,
make the
чтобы меня
rules?
нанимать.
Because you agreed to a contract. Rex Lapis once said, "Ones who break their contracts shall suffer the wrath of the rock."
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya. I
will suffer the wrath of the rock. You may
Лучше тебе его
find
не
it rather
злить.
unpleasant.
Здравствуйте. Ты чё, слышь? Где ты? Где ты, гад? Да блин.
I will have order. Crumble.
Can't run from death.
Капец тому потую. Это точно.
I shall confiscate your
Довыебывался.
treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin. Leave this place.
Oh, darn you! Just you wait.
Проваливай отсюда.
Some archaeological survey. He could only pretend for so long. Yeah, good thing Paimon can smell a liar from a mile away.
Да,
Clement's
вообще крутая
wrongdoing
ульта у
stemmed
него,
from
просто
greed,
вообще
yes.
шикарный.
But besides greed,
Шикарный
there are
мужчина.
many other things that may tempt us to break contracts. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow the contract? I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh? Be honest about what?
That in truth, not a single member of this archaeological expedition came here for archaeology.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once I plucked up my courage. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Qixing, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Oh, right! Now that you mention it, the people of Liyue very seldom use the name Morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he wishes. So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must judge this history fairly.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. All the answers you seek lie ahead.
Ой. Рома, не ревнуй, это перс всего лишь не живой.
Quake!
Ой-ой-ой-ой. Папайся, ты чё не схватился-то? А чё не схватился, зараза? А чё не схватился? Ну чё такое?
Rise!
Да, в смысле? Что за хрень-то? Я же должна перепрыгнуть, нет? По-моему, подлечить его надо. Блин, у меня ульты-то нету. Ладно, так подлечим. А. Подумала. Заберись на колонну.
Quake!
Да, кстати, чуть не подумала. Мне это забраться. Бля.
Crumble!
Здравствуйте. Да переключи ты. Переключи.
Right! This is order.
Да. По-моему, это сейчас еще более жутко сейчас станет.
Right! I will have order. Quake!
Тибупелька, привет. Спасибо, что пошел.
Crumble!
Да.
This is
Колонна
a
такая
sword?
сзади.
Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the god of salt had to fight back against the evil Morax. But sadly, she was defeated. The
Что за
power of
вакханалия
this
у
sword
тебя?
surely is
Да, ну у
much
меня
greater
вечно
than that of the
происходит на
salt
стриме.
chalice and salt ruler. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt.
It does look like something left behind after being defeated in battle.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics. According to the contract, you can only claim one.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only one object per claim clause still holds true.
Я только
You
просто
cannot
не
take 2
попадаю
relics at the
по
same time.
клавишам.
This logic!
Zhongli, she seems like a good person, and no one is fighting over the treasure. How about you let this one slide, huh?
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is not followed, then it is broken.
Все, я
No.
не с тобой даже спорить
If I
не
only
хочу.
take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the god of salt cannot be restored. No matter what, I must be faithful to her. Even if it breaks the contract, I don't care.
So you are already decided? Then there is a price to pay for breaking the
Так,
contract.
чужие, не надо ничего с ней делать.
That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the wrath of the rock.
Спокойно, спокойно, давай не убивать только.
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. My sacrifice is nothing compared to that. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my faith.
No, you can't hit her!
Девочек, бить нельзя.
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her.
В Геншине
But-
это не прокатит фраза.
As punishment, I will tell you the truth.
Какую правду?
Huh? The truth? You mean the truth is my punishment?
Yes.
Заключила
truth
контракт,
that I'm
соблюдая его
about to
правила.
tell
Но
you
как бы я тоже с
shall
этим
be your
соглашусь, и
price to
если
pay for
контракт
breaking
был,
the contract.
то соблюдай его.
I'm
Нафига
afraid
тогда
to
его вообще
say
было
that the god
заключать?
of salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a seat among the 7.
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Teyvat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No! It can't be so.
In her last days, she had not even a single
Ты-то
blade
да,
to
Ром,
defend
да.
her people with.
Ты у нас можешь.
Not even a single blade? Then... this sword...
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead
Она была
the
убита
murder
этим
weapon
еще.
used to kill her.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith in the god of salt!
As I said before, I only state the facts.
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax! Don't try to trick me!
Ой, бля.
Hey, come back!
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? I did not want to tell her such cruel facts.
Но она нарушила
But the
контракт, по
contract
сути.
was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice but to face the truth.
Ну, она нарушила контракт. Он предупреждал, что он расскажет то, что ну, ей не понравится, получается. Правду. Ну, все, чего, блин, я не знаю. Кто тут еще жалеть, блин, кого-то?
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt. And betrayal.
Да, жутковато, блин. Ой, мумии эти везде, это ужас какой-то. Ох, эх. Мурашки по коже. Че? Рома, я только сейчас увидела, что ты
What did they
написал.
see? What did they do? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened back then.
Ох ты. Да мне страшно уже здесь стало. Что так жутко-то, блин? Пипец. Да, у девушки, походу, там это сейчас шок.
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
But what about these statue thingies?
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rex Lapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword, and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred for her people in her heart?
Even if this is so, I can't! This must be a lie. A false history, all of it! Don't you dare try to shake my faith!
Да, блин. Ну что, я за ней сейчас все буду бегать?
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any mercy this time either.
А с чего он должен быть
This is
милосерден
the
тут
price
еще?
she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now. Indeed, in ages past, Havria's story served as a warning to me as well. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also. All right then. Now, would you like to accompany me in taking a trip to
Я с тобой
Guyenstone
с
Forest?
удовольствием погуляю.
Huh? What do you want to do, Zhongli?
Treading old ground, telling old stories.
Я его с
One
удовольствием
cannot
послушаю.
help but be reminded of old acquaintances.
Не завершена. Все. Да, жутковато, конечно, здесь. Ну тоже пойдем быстрее отсюда, я уже страшно мне. От меня. Меня отряд. Спасибо.
What's happened?
Я что, ничего не делала здесь? О, понятно. Придули. Это я, Юля, потом с тобой выполню. Так, встаньте. Передышка. И мой ребенок. Да блин, давай. Елки-палки, застряли. Отпусти. Блин. Что я тут пьянкой себя какой-то чувствую, бля. Ползают по горам. Я еще в ловушке какой-то оказалась. Да куда я залезла? залезла? В смысле? Я куда залезла? Блин. Я сейчас упаду. Я сейчас упаду! Нет! Да блин, ну почему так далеко-то до тебя? Отвали! О, корабль нашей Бэйду. Кстати, ребята, у меня вопрос. Вам же лучше знать. Меня нормально сейчас вот слышно? Блять, я сейчас упаду. Ёлки-палки. Ну, то есть у меня не громко, ничего. Ну, нормальный звук. Бля, как меня бесит это. Можно я в камне в каком-нибудь застряну? Егор, привет, спасибо, что зашел на стрим. Давай еще ниже упади. Да блять, я пошутила. Сука, падла. Извиняюсь. Да заберись ты. Ой, блин. Какой-то. Корабль, да, Бэйду отсюда видно. Это круто. Там тропинка где-то есть. Да? Ну, как всегда, я не ищу легких путей, такое чувство. Все равно как раз эти нужны колокольчики для ЦЦ. Может, они здесь будут. Но я пока ни один не нашла. Вот, тем более мне эту вещь надо. А я ее не достану здесь. Заебись. Подожди, дай мне, пожалуйста, колонну свою.
Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guyan stone forest. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past.
Так, все, я внимательно
The
его
salt
слушаю.
chalice and salt ruler that she left behind should not return to Liyue. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And it is also a homecoming. I ended an era with my own two hands. I've always wondered how I should remember that which I ended. History records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. Time is a mighty force, and history's twist in its flow. I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, but unchanging stone, immovable earth, even one such as myself. Someday we may all disappear.
Zhongli.
Therefore, I thought of you, traveler.
Приятно, что ты
You
вспоминал
are
обо мне.
one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. If our history is engraved in your memory, it will one day accompany you into another world. As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and tides of Teyvat.
Sounds like tough work.
Now then, it is time that we consigned both the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler to the sea.
Huh? Why do we need to throw them into the sea?
As I said before, this is the place to which the remnants of many bygone gods are consigned. This includes Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently returned to this ocean prison. Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folk tales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate.
Задание выполнено, да? Продолжение следует. Ну и мы тогда закончим на этом стрим. Время-то. Сколько мы идем? Сколько у нас стрим уже? 2 часа идет.
1, 2, breathe, 3, 4.
I will remain here for a while. I fear that moments of reminiscence like this can only grow fewer. Though the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler do have power in their own right, they are nothing before Osial. If a day comes when he should recover his strength and return, I believe that even so, he will be...
Ладно, я тебя понял. Ну что ж, давайте на этом сегодня закончим. Возьми меня за ручку, пожалуйста. Возьми за ручку ребенка. Хоть какая прелесть. Боже мой, я нашла Музя. Ну, я не могу Делюку. У меня Делюк один единственный. Хотя я еще между ними до сих пор разрываюсь. Ну что ж, всем спасибо, кто заходил на стрим. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, комментируйте. И подписывайтесь на мою группу ВКонтакте. Ссылочка в описании под стримом. Я выкладываю туда все новости о стримах. А видео, когда выкладываю. Спокойной ночи, всем пока.